Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage AMO President Lynn Dolan.
Thank you and welcome back, everyone. It is now my pleasure to introduce John Fraser, MPP for Ottawa South and interim leader of the Ontario Liberal Party. John was first elected in the Ottawa South riding in a 2013 by-election and was re-elected in 2014 and 2018. John has been interim leader of the party since June of this year. John Fraser has been a member of Ontario Liberal Party for over 40 years, where he has volunteered as a riding president, worked in a constituency office in opposition, and served as executive assistant to former Premier Dalton McGuinty. Throughout his political career, John has worked to bring community-based solutions to important issues. Prior to public service, John spent 18 years managing small and medium-sized businesses. Please join me in providing a warm welcome to John Fraser, interim leader of the Ontario Liberal Party.
Merci Lynn, thank you very much. Je suis très heureux d'être ici avec vous. It's a pleasure to be here with you today in my hometown of Ottawa. And I want to begin by acknowledging that we're on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe peoples, dating back countless generations. And it's a pleasure to be here to say a few words. First off, welcome to Ottawa. As I said, my hometown. I've lived here all of my 59 years. It's a great place to call home. Yes, I'm on the precipice of 60 and coping with that right now. So I hope you enjoy what our city has to offer while you're here over the next several days. So this is a bit intimidating for me. I've spoken in front of students and parents and teachers and doctors and nurses, but never a room with such a high concentration of politicians. So it's like you're speaking in front of your peers, and you're hoping you're not being graded, but I may be. I know he's not here, but I'd like to give a shout out to our Mayor Jim Watson. Many of you know him. I've had the pleasure of working with him over the last 15 years in several different roles, and it's always a pleasure to work with him. And Jim's a builder, and I can say the same for the many city councillors who are around AMO today. I saw a few of them. Most of them over with a meeting with the Minister of Health. I can understand how they'd want to get there and not necessarily be here. Most importantly, I'd like to introduce my colleagues who are with me here today. Kathleen Wynne, Nathalie Desrosiers, Marie-France Lalonde, Michael Coteau, and of course Mitzi Hunter. Our colleague Michael Gravel would very much wanted to be here today, and he sends his best to all of you. We are a small but mighty caucus, and I'm proud to lead them. Election outcomes must always be met with humility, victories or defeats. And I can assure you that we accept our result in all humility, and we clearly understand the work that lies ahead of us as we rebuild and renew. 1.1 million Ontarians voted Ontario Liberal in the last election, and we are working hard to ensure that their voice is strong at Queen's Park. Now, I know right now many of you are in your own elections. I wish for all of you a great campaign. Campaigns are important. They draw us even closer to the communities and people that we serve. We meet new people, we learn new things. And I can say that I've learned more about the place where I live in my 3 election campaigns than I did in my more than 50 years of living there. I also want to thank all of you for the work you do to bring your communities together and to build them up. I know how hard you work and the sacrifices that your families make. So thank you for your service. As governments go, you are the closest to people's everyday lives. I know this because when I knock on doors, people not only talk to me about healthcare and education and the environment, often they talk to me about their streets, their parks, neighborhood safety, or the speed of the traffic near their child's school. That's why I was really pleased last year when we passed legislation that gave you the tools to address speed limits and speeding in your communities. Road safety is top of mind for many people, especially parents of young children. Another thing that I know that you hear is that cities and local governments are creatures of the province. I'm not sure if you heard it again this morning. I know it's part of the government's talking points in the Bill 5 debate. And I've never really quite understood the genesis of the phrase, creatures of the province. When you hear it, it sounds like municipalities were somehow animated to life in a mad scientist lab. Something wild brought to life. Because I've never heard this term applied to anything else. The truth of the matter is cities and local governments are the province's partners. You are our partners. Ontario Liberals believe this. Le Parti libéral de l'Ontario respecte les municipalités et vous êtes notre partenaire. Clean water, public health, safe streets, emergency services, housing, the list goes on. That's why we established the MOU table with AMO. And I had a nice conversation with Pat backstage, a bit about that. We didn't have a lot of time. And that's something that we're really proud of as Ontario Liberals. It's a place where we can come together to address the needs of the people we serve. And that table has produced results. Together, we uploaded social service and court costs, increased our share of public health and land ambulance, invested in infrastructure and public transit. In total, those uploads and associated funding value $4 billion annually to Ontario's municipalities. I'm not going to continue to give you the laundry list, and we didn't always agree. By any objective measure, we worked hard together to strengthen our partnership, and we made our communities stronger while doing it. We've not only worked together at that table, we've also worked together in our communities. I'd like to tell you very quickly about something we did here in Ottawa. It's called Project STEP. Project STEP is a partnership between the City of Ottawa, Public Health, the province through the Ministry of Health, and 4 Ottawa school boards, and also the United Way. In 2007, we came together because youth in our community were experiencing challenges with addictions. Crack cocaine was very prevalent in our city. We came together because we knew we needed to do something to address their needs. We came together as equal partners to provide addictions counseling and treatment in our schools, in all 4 boards, from grade 7s to grade 12. This program is running for some time now. You can find it online if you look up Project STEP. There's an annual report that's available. More kids are staying in school. More kids are graduating. It has been a great success. It has also provided us with a structure to help address the opioid crisis that is now in our community, and in many of yours as well. Now, we didn't fight over whose mandate it was. We clearly understood that our mandate was to come together to serve the pressing need in our community. That is what Ontarians deserve from their governments. That's what they should expect, and they deserve nothing less. And I want to thank all of you again for being great partners with us at the table. We've accomplished a lot together. I'm not going to spend any time talking about the current government. telling you what the unprecedented intervention into an ongoing election means for the future relationship with municipalities, or how the cuts to social assistance will impact your communities, or how scrapping cap and trade will affect your infrastructure budgets, or your plans for climate change. You all know the risks that are out there. You don't need me to tell you that. I want to spend a little time sharing where Ontario stands now and some of the challenges we face. By us working together and the hard work of Ontarians, Ontario has led the G7 in jobs and growth for over 5 years. Our unemployment rate is the lowest in 20 years. Our schools and hospitals are strong, graduation rates are up, and we have one of the most highly educated and skilled workforces in the world. Ontario has also been one of the top 3 places for foreign direct investment in North America for the past 5 years. We have a reliable, clean electricity system that is virtually carbon-free. That is a huge advantage in the competitive global economy. All of these fundamentals put Ontario in a strong position to continue to grow and to prosper. We do, however, have challenges that we must address. Our greatest challenge is that not everyone is sharing success in our economy. While some move ahead, others fall farther behind. We can see this most starkly regionally. Not all regions are sharing success equally. You know this because many of you are experiencing it. Some regions are surging ahead, while others are falling behind. This is a challenge that all levels of government need to come together to solve. Our caucus met earlier today with the City of Thunder Bay. It was a great meeting. I was glad to see them again. And one of the things they told us is that a key to their economic success was the investment by mining companies in their community. Those companies needed to know that the infrastructure to deliver their electricity needs would be there. Now, it takes about 7 years to plan that. So you can see the challenge that's there. And I'm sure over the week, and as you meet with who you're going to meet with, there will be a lot of discussion of what communities need to be successful economically. Our collective goal has to be that all Ontarians can share in our prosperity. We also know there are challenges with the lack of affordable housing, homelessness, opioid addictions, and mental health. We have an aging population that will require more care. And then we have climate change that will affect every one of us, our children, and our grandchildren. All of these challenges will require governments to come together to overcome them. We have no choice. Again, we will only succeed when all Ontarians are given the opportunity to succeed and to prosper. In closing, I want to assure you that Ontario Liberals are listening and that we will work hard to ensure government continues to work in partnership with you so that we can ensure that all Ontarians prosper and succeed. Thank you. Merci.
So thank you very much for those words, John, and thank you for being here today and for bringing your colleagues with you. It's good to see some familiar faces. And I also want to, during my time as president, thank you for the cooperation and the partnership that we worked together with. That was very much appreciated. Thank you.